Hello and welcome back to the Quake Champions week number 3 of the EU Duel Showcase, and it looks like now got Pavel and Hal as our next matchup, so pretty interesting. You've heard a little bit about these two, I assume?
Well, Hal is Stomy's younger brother, so this is going to be very interesting. He's been knocked out by Garpy, an agent previously, so he's had some tough matchups, and to be honest, I can't remember the game entirely that well, but it was pretty close, I believe, against Garpy in particular. I'm not sure how he faced Agent so well. I mean, it could have gone either way. I mean, he's a very talented player. Being Sturmy's brother, it must be that genetic Italian arena FPS bred into him. And then we've got Pavel, which is, you know, a Polish Quake player who's very well known within the scene, and he can definitely hammer out some results. I don't know how well he's been doing, though, in these tournaments so far. He's yet to sort of poke through that top 16, but, you know, I think, you know, with the last couple of weeks, he's probably training up harder than ever.
Yeah, because I think you were saying before that Pavel's a very solid individual in terms of his duel. He takes it very seriously, and it's, well, we've only got a couple of weeks left now, so again, with all the sacrifices all done and dusted, you know, this is his moment now to actually go through, but it's going to be, you know, it's going to be a very big match for him, especially with Pavel against Hal, and Stone's obviously gone through already. Hal,
I'm favouring for this one. Purely for the fact I think, you know, he's put in a lot of time with his sacrifice team, which is also qualified, which is Rush B. Managed to push through, and he's been doing well there. Now I think, you know, he's got the dual chops down as well. I don't know what his career was like in Quake Live. I don't know how much he played in Quake Live, but his name really never got to the top, but he's really showing a name for himself now in Quake Champions, because I think maybe he feels that this is the time to go competitive. But, you know, I need a better history lesson in my Quake. I am a UT player.
Yep, UT is definitely your favourite, I'm not going to lie. But also, what I was going to say was, like, you've talking about UT as well, you were saying you've seen a lot of UT and Painkiller players in this, because we spoke about this before, and it's like the age average is quite high because of the fact that, you know, we're all getting old. We've done this for years now, and it seems like it's great to see the same names, even in their late 20s, early 30s. It's great to see the same people and actually still manage to play in the highest of caliber still. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, when younger players try and approach a game like an arena FPS, the skill gap is ginormous. It's a very steep learning curve. But there are a few players that do break through. For instance, Dylan is actually a UT player who's actually playing in this Quake Champions tournament. I wish him the best. I'm rooting for you, mate. And he is a relatively young player that is up and coming, and he's been putting in the time to Quake Champions, and he is looking to improve very, very quickly. And to be honest, he's getting through the brackets okay, but, you know, as soon as he comes up against a more well-known Quake player, then he does get hammered. So it's...
Do you feel it's more of a pressure and the name, like when he sees the name, like for example, if he played against like Cooler or Cypher or The Hang, etc., like when he sees the name, he kind of feels a lot of pressure and thinks, oh my god, and then gets a bit nervous. But talking about that, it looks like we have got the picks anyway, and it looks like we've got Hal with, oh sorry, can't actually see that.
Pavel.
Sorry, that Pavel, sorry about that. And then we've actually got Clutch for the first pick for Pavel, and then Ranger.
Yep. Blaskovic coming in for Hal. Interesting, get that big damage. We've got Scale Bearer Ranger, and then we've got Scale Bearer Ranger as well coming in from Pavel. So it's going to be fairly even here. It's going to be interesting to see how that Blaskovic works out.
I was going to say, sorry, I'll just cut you in. I was going to say, you can tell they use the same matchup all the time because of the fact that they picked it so fast. I wasn't really worrying too much about what to counter what. It's like whatever I'm used to, whatever combination I want to deal with, I want to use it here and now, rather than worry about what to counter what.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting to see that Blaskovic coming out. It's going to be interesting because I don't think he's that viable really in duel as much as Hal likes to play him, but maybe, you know, he's got that Sturmy famous LG that used to have in Painkiller, so, you know, knocking out that big damage against a Scale Bearer. Against a big champions, it's great, but against, you know, if you had a Clutch on there, then it would be slightly uphill.
Yes, because it would be quite interesting, because there was some few chunky characters in there. But again, we're not as far as seeing Ranger. We've said it before. With Ranger, he's the second most used character in the game in terms of the meta. But going straight onto it right now, it looks like we've got Hal straight away going for the armor bit, and now he's going to see if he can stop him getting a Mega, which he has done.
Yeah, I mean, interesting picks here. And wow, big flying robot coming in straight in, but luckily misses the damage there. Pavel doing the counter pick with the clutch against Blaskovic. And here comes the double LG though. It's too big, it's too painful.
Oh no. It's just one of those situations where when they've got double LG, you just know you're not in for a great time anyway. But
he used the shield too early on, and he didn't try and sort of play a back plus game there, which he needs to do. As soon as his shield's gone, you've got to play plus back.
I think that's with some clutch players in general, isn't it? I've seen it quite a few times where they use their shield way too early when they should do. But you know, it's just one of those things, maybe because it's one of the first champions you use it in the second game, it's like right at the start, you probably don't use it so much. But yeah, there's a great damage at the moment by Hal at the moment. And it looks like he is trying to look for him and trying to stop him from potentially gets the next Mega. It comes up in 7 seconds, but the armor is coming up shortly, and he knows exactly where he's going to be. And now he's just going to try and rocket him off and try and pinpoint him out.
Hal, sorry, just backing off, picking up Mega. He's not going to try and contest the armor just yet, but nice. I'm liking this play. Oh, this could be risky though.
Oh no! Literally, just as he used it, he went straight for the teleport, and now he has to back off and try and heal up and try and get as much armor as he can. But he knows he's there. Hal knows that he needs to actually get away, so he's got to try and figure out how to actually get back in this.
Hal is actually on the back foot right now. He's lost control. There's some great play from Pavel. And, you know, Hal saw the opportunity to steal that armor because he knew that his opponent was delaying it. But unfortunately, great rockets prevented him from being able to do that. And so now Pavel switches the control in his favor, but the rocket could be good. The LG comes out so close, 20 HP for both of these players.
Oh my goodness. And literally Pavel has picked up the armor and has got some health orbs already. So it looks like if Hal doesn't do anything now, it looks like he's not going to be in for a good time. But nice rockets by him at the moment. But the sack at the moment is still quite similar. But as saying that, Pavel's now just picked up the Mega.
Yeah, I mean, he's in full control now. I mean, like I said, that armor delay really helped him do that as well. I mean, 5 seconds, and you're seeing, you know, Hal just waiting for this armor, and he's going to have a difficult fight, and he has to evacuate. Is he going to be quick enough?
Typical. Hal literally, as he went through, the armor came up. It was so unlucky for him. And again, he used his special just at the wrong time. But it looks like Pavel is on the case. But sadly, Hal has actually got the height advantage and is now making sure he can actually pack him off. But Pavel, again, getting another Mega, keeping him off it just to make sure with the armor coming up in 7 seconds' time. Another battle's coming on. It looks like his LG just maybe a little bit stronger, but he backs off anyway with barely any health to spare.
A little bit stronger? That's an understatement. I mean, he didn't have the stack advantage whatsoever, and Hal clearly has played a lot of Sturmy and just has his LG born into him. That was just insane work there. And again, coming in. Oh no, the charge is good, but not good enough. And we clear up a first round for Hal. Nicely quick there. It just like it began to slow down as Hal was out of control. He wanted to slow down the pace of game, wait to choose a fight that suited him. And you know, with that great positioning, I mean, he absolutely hammered that Ranger with that LG. And then, hey presto.
Just seemed like not Pavel, so Hal had a little bit frustrated at times when he was trying to kill him. He had a few times where he could have actually finished him off, but Pavel, but it seemed like every time he had that opportunity, he didn't capitalise fully, especially the high advantage he had on a few of the situations where Hal was actually really low. But look at now, it's going to stop him from getting the LG, which does not look like it's going to happen because Pavel's so stacked at the moment. Hal's now going to try and get away from the shield if he can, but it looks like he's going to back off his clutch.
Yeah, I mean, this clutch is, I think, is going to fall pretty soon. This Mega is coming up, and he's diving over. Can he get that rocket?
Oh my god! Literally, I thought that was going to be a direct hit, but that was so close from it. You have to say to him now, I think Hal's going to have... looks like he's got brake rockets at the moment by the look of things.
It's great prediction, to be honest, in the first round as well, just landing some really nice 62 damage rockets constantly across the map with great prediction. But there's a walking clutch coming in from behind. This is a perfect opportunity now. But clutch doesn't land the damage, doesn't get the throw up in the air, and now he has to get out of this bad situation, and Blaskovic is going to have this ultimate very shortly. Ability is up, armor's up, he's going to try and push it. What is he doing?
Yeah, he seems to just jump out of the way for no reason, and now he's going to pay the price possibly after all this. But it looks like Hal just manages maybe to get away, but even then, Pavel was actually still a little bit higher in health and stacked him up. Oh, and literally as I say that, Pavel with a nice rocket to finish him off.
Pavel, to be honest, I think he was very lucky to get out of that situation.
No.
Then I spoke too soon because obviously Hal knew he was low, off the spawn, just ran at him. No shield up, there's no health up. Well, there's a little bit of health up, but not enough to get him all stacked up again, and easily ties this up 1-1.
I don't blame him though. When you've got a tanky champion like Skullbearer, literally you're just going to go straight in no matter what situation. He knew his low from previous expectations before in that fight, so he thought to himself, you know what, I'll go in, don't give him a chance to get any orbs or mega left at all. And it looks like, you know, it's getting LG'd at the moment. He's still trying to get up on the lift at the moment, but just manages to and tries his best to get away, getting ready for the next armor coming up in the next 5 seconds.
Ooh. Unfortunately mistimed the jump onto the armor there a little bit earlier on. He just headbutted the doorway. Gave an opportunity for Pavel to actually pick up the frag here.
That was a shame because he did 196 damage in both of those rockets, but still just barely not managed to be able to finish him off. And this is going to be another LG fight for the LG again, and looks like they're both trying to get the mega. It comes up for the next 5 seconds. But instead, it looks like Pavel just managed to pick him off, and now it's a nice little 1-1 draw.
Yeah, well played from Pavel there. Little bit of a mistake there on the sort of jump coming into the armor room. If Skullbearer can carry his momentum, he can actually still do damage, big damage onto an opponent if he just walks into them. And it's just really unlucky that he headbutted it, and it just gave a great opportunity for Pavel to land in so much free damage.
I couldn't believe it.
Tiny mistake.
Yeah, literally, when he did pick up, didn't pick up him, he strafed to the side instead. I felt so sorry for him because he knew that he absolutely needed that, and it was a fantastic direct shotgun shot by Pavel now, and he seems to be getting in the swing of things now that he's actually doing okay. But it looks like Hal is trying to go straight in with the he's trying to go straight in with the skill power, and it looks like now he seems to be tied up.
Yeah, it's got that Blaskovich out of the way, not a worry anymore. But his clutch has fallen. It was a questionable rocket jump. He could have simply just jumped and dodged and gone to Mega and try and avoid the death, but he just wanted to go in for the damage, and of course now it's a 1-1 tie because of that. It's a very aggressive play from Pavel. Questionable, but maybe he has plans in store. Maybe he wanted the Ranger out earlier.
Well, this is it, and with both power-ups coming up now, they've got to make a choice of which one they want to go for first, but both of them could potentially go for the one furthest away, which is the Mega, due to the fact that, you know, they may have the same foresight of what they want to do, but it looks like they're both going to go for each one, so that puts my theory out the window straight away. But it looks like now he's just waiting for him, just waiting for any kind of, you know, just forte to see where it could be, but it looks like it's given a position a little bit by Pavel. And now so far they're both similarly stacked in terms of health and armor, but it looks like now they're just going to wait for all the waiting games for the next power-up to come to the turn.
Some good machine gun action there coming in from Hal there, locking down some damage. He's got a great stack, and you know there is about 10 HP here for Pavel. He's coming in with a charge. He's going to read it. Rocket jump out, nicely done. The reduced rocket jump, but it's not enough because the mid-air splash is going to kill Pavel.
I think that's the issue. See, Pavel took a risk there doing that, but he knew it had to be done. It's either, if he didn't do it, he was going to die anyway, so it didn't make too much of a difference at all. And it looks like he just managed to dodge, oh my god, just managed to dodge his bull rush and managed to finish off Pavel. So that was, yeah, that was quite a quick round, wasn't it?
It was a very quick round. I mean, I think Pavel shouldn't have gone for that armor. He was really, really low. It's a very obvious move that, you know, you want to deny the armor, of course, but there was just nothing he could do. If he takes it, he's dead. And, you know, that's why Hal went in so aggressively there. It's like, he can take it, it's fine, you know, but he's not going to have enough health to sustain himself. What he should have done is play it a lot slower, faked out he was going to go to armor, and then double backed onto the Mega, because he would have been able to take it. I don't think it had been taken at the time, because both the Mega and the armor are both synced all the time with these players. Look at it now, it's 10-9, and only one player at a time can get this provided. Oh my god!
That was a fantastic mid-air rocket by him at the moment, and as we were just saying that, now it's tied a piece of 1-to-1. He's trying to get him on spawn, but he can't due to how bad his health is at the moment. But he tried to ball rush just to make up for things, but it looks like it's going to be put down, and his last champion is now Ranger.
Pavel has an opportunity to tie this up 2-2.
It's a shame. It was one of those situations where when you're on 25 HP and you can't get away, I think the ball rush was the right move. I don't think there was anything else he could have actually done. But it's going to be quite tight at the moment. They're both on similar health at the moment, but Pavel trying to get away, waiting for the Mega. It comes up any second now, and the armor comes up in the next 6 seconds. So
yeah, he's got time to get it as well, and so it's going to lock down the control here very easily. And this is where Hal has to play it really carefully with some great positional shots here. He's trying to use this high ground to land in some damage, knock his opponent up in the air and find an opportunity to steal, but it's not going to happen. The rocket comes out from Pavel, which is even better. and does the fake dire orb, and Hal does the 180 turn to make sure that he doesn't teleport to it. It's always the right kind of move. And you know, he had the distance as well, so he knew he couldn't really do much damage from there. But Hal playing that just right. He just needs to breathe, take it cool, and find out some armors. But he's been cut off nicely from Pavel. And this surely is going to be a frag. Oh no, Pavel's on 3 HP.
Oh, just one of those things, isn't it? It's like, it seems to be each one of them seems to be getting them such low health, but they can't capitalise and just manages to get away. But if we better not tell him he was on 3 HP because he'll probably go mad. But just saying that now, catch him with the rocket, gets him with the LG, tries to chase after him, but it looks like he's going to let him be, let him get his health back. And by the look of things, they're both on similar health, but it looks like Hal has literally just picked up the Mega, going straight for him, and it's going to be really close at the moment, but it seems like he is just trying to hide away and death orb away, but great play, and with the armor going now, he better get out there quick before he gets chased down.
Oh, I was a little bit panicky there. Hal did a great job actually pushing aggressively there.
Literally, I was actually shaking my jet. I was like, no, don't hide there. But yeah, that was fantastic all play at the time. And what a time to get the armor as well. But it looks like now Pavel's got a slight advantage in terms of the situation. But even though he has got a height advantage, he's going to do his best to actually try and get out of there and try and capitalise on the situation. But he gets away now. He's waiting for the next armor, and hopefully he can make his next move once he's picked up.
Good. He wants to pick up the... Oh, nice prediction rocket. Just, if he didn't fall off there, that would have been almost game over for Pavel there. Good prediction as well, but only splashed there for Pavel. He needs to find some health. He's got the good armor stack here. He's got a little bit extra, only for a couple more seconds though. He wants this Mega, but he's not going to be able to contest it. He's going to dire orb and then fake it out.
That was a fantastic fake, wasn't it? This is the best thing about range as well, faking it on it, because of the fact that normally people do that, but then again, a lot of people fall for it, because you're in a situation where you can't just not fall for it. You have to look sometimes, because, like, you know, they're the opposite end of the map anyway, so it makes sense to actually do that. But so far, nice plays by both players at the moment. Pavel just trying to get his health back, waiting for the next armor appear, which is still for another 15 seconds, so he's going to be waiting for a while until it happens. But it looks like Pavel was actually running about a little bit, but Hal was playing the sound game, trying to listen out for him to see where he is, because he knows he's slightly weak. But if Pavel gets his armor, then he'll be ahead on the situation.
Yeah. Pavel's got a good... Oh, that was beautiful!
Oh, literally, the armor was just there for the taking, but just manages to block him and stop him. But now he's got him on spawn, and he's only got an LG with only little health to play with. Hal could easily now do this now to pick him off with...
Right, he's just easy pickings in this corner. Unless he does that, charges in, but luckily...
I had my hands over my face then when literally he was going to bulldoze over him. I was like, no, please don't do this. But a fantastic play, though.
Hal on that dire orb, like using the dire orb to catch up to his opponent. As soon as he teleported out, landed a clutch rocket that just sent his opponent flying above the armor. So infuriating for Pavel, because that could have really changed his game. He could have easily been able to take that map, I feel. But Hal just playing outstanding game, and unfortunately the bad spawn with the scale bearer stuck behind the LG. And tanks that get stuck behind that LG, it's really hard to move out unless you're clutch, of course. But you know, he tried to use the charge. He should have probably used it earlier on when he had a bigger health stat, but he tried to do some damage, and that 15 damage machine gun just ticking away from him at distance was superb from Hal, and you know, running away with the first map. And I'm curious to see what we're going to see next. Yeah, especially with the map pick as well. I'll be curious to see what he chooses next. But what was a shame was on that very last champion, it was in the last duel, it was a shame because even with Skullbearer, literally, I think he had only 28 HP left even after he charged. And it was a shame because he didn't really get enough time to recuperate and actually try and finish him off after the charge. So that was a real shame. But yeah, definitely one of the closest matches we've seen so far. It's brilliant. Yeah, I mean, it was a good move. It was kind of a, maybe it was just an all or nothing. I'm stuck here, there's nothing I can do. Maybe I could frag him. Maybe he's lower than I think he is. I did a little bit of damage. Maybe if I get that lucky charge, I can actually get this frag on him. Unfortunately, misread the situation, and I'm perished, unfortunately. And so Hal runs away with that first map. Probably, you know, Pavel's thinking about what his options are now, and, you know, production have just told me it's Blood Run. Yep, a map we see quite frequently in this tournament, which doesn't surprise me in the slightest. And looks like the picks are going to be quite similar at the moment, but it's like I said before, are they going to stick with the matchups which they're used to, or are they actually going to counter pick this situation? Now, Pavel's actually gone for Ranger first instead, but Hal seems to be sticking with Blackovic just in general. But Nix, you know, that's no surprise in Blood Run. Scale Bearer again, we spoke about that before with the charge. Yeah, we did. I mean, this is... I like Pavel's map choice here. I like it a lot because obviously he has a lot of experience on Blood Run. Like I said, I'm a little bit shady on how competitive he actually was in the Quake scene. I think he was more of a player that kind of dipped in and out when the tournament seemed right for him. But this is a good match choice here for Pavel. He's clearly very experienced and very comfortable. You know, he could have gone for a new map, but I think Hal was very quick at adapting and learning different things very easily. So I think this was a very good move, and we're going to see how things progress as we head into the game.
Did you say it was Hal who's kind of dips in and out of the Quake scene just in general, or was that Pavel you were speaking about?
Hal, I was talking
Oh,
about.
sorry, yeah. Well, I suppose with his brother, like, you know, going up in the ranks now, he's probably thinking, well, surely I've got the same bloodline, I can do that, you know. But, you know, it'd be great to actually see me, nice, you know, brother v brother duel with the region. That'd be quite hilarious, actually, to be fair.
That would be very, very interesting, actually. I mean, I bet they've got very similar playstyles. It definitely looks like it from going from those LG name battles that Hal's been displaying. Absolutely showing off the 7 cannon as best as he can.
And this is it. And so we're about to begin with map number 2. Currently Hal 1-0 up in the series. And looks like we'll try and catch him with the rail as he goes for the mega, but just barely misses. And now he's going to go into a duel for high advantage. Just managed to rail him and now gets away with the armor.
Yeah, that was a nice shot there coming in from Hal. Vertical shots are not easy. And here's the slowdown. Oh! The switch was just a fraction of a second too late. The die roll came out just in time for Pavel, and he manages to survive through the skin of his teeth.
I think he's going to be hitting himself quite a lot after that little, that one tick moment where he could actually fractionalise that rail. But in the end, it doesn't matter. It looks like he's trying to pin him onto the actual armour. So again, armour was a complete waste of time for Hal back then. Oh, sorry, for Pavel back then. But it was a great play by Pavel. He knew he was going to go for the armour, so he thought, go for the mega and just bait it out and just in general. But I think Pavel was actually tempted to actually orb and go for the armour, but I think he decided to leave it. Fantastic quick rail by Hal so far. Yeah. And it looks like Pavel's now going to switch to Nyx.
Hal is just phenomenally great reads. You know, he didn't see his opponent go back towards the 25s, up the top of the staircase. He knew that he was going to try and probably go for the teleport, pick up the small armor. And, you know, quickly rotates, background, lands in some more damage, picks up a superb frag. But his rocket so far on the armor in particular, knocking his opponent and switching to rail was superb as well. And just showing great mechanical skill here and great reading.
Now that's what I quite like about Pavel's, Hal's position just in general. This exact spot on the map is literally abused 24/7, not just for the high advantage or anything like that, but fantastic rocket rail by Hal just then. But it's like a spot where you've got a clear view of exactly what's going on, but the only issue is with that spot is the fact that you've got a very good awareness in the situation of what's going on around the map to actually stand there in time.
Yeah, we have Visor popping his invis there, his piercing sight, so he should be able to see where Blacksmith is. Does nothing to that though, he just takes a rail to the face. And he's on about 12 HP. And he's gone.
Just like that, and didn't even need to special, but you thought you'd do it anyway, just for the giggles anyway. But yeah, Hal, quite a convincing first round so far. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Pavel makes a comeback from this.
He definitely needs to slow down the game a lot, but I think he just wants to get in close and stop all this rail action going on as well. And you know, he was just unfortunate at the start. He didn't expect Hal to be waiting on that staircase. And after that, he couldn't find a comfortable way of getting back control. But there is a good way of coming back into this round with that lovely rail.
Exactly. I don't think he actually realised he was so weak as well, but railed him anyway. But it looks like Pavel now is on the back foot. He needs to pull back. He can't just fight like that. But luckily he does. He managed to get fuels, but manages to ball rush into him anyway to catch him off guard. So that's great play.
Yep. This is a good opportunity here for Hal to lock down control, but it seems like Pavel was able to get the armor. It's a bit unfortunate. But you know, tied up 1-to-1. There we go, picked up rail now. He's got the poke game. That's what Hal wanted. He's going to sit on the armor here. Not a good move, as it's not up for another 10 seconds. Yeah,
I think he's just trying to show more his map presence at the moment, just to make him think it's there. But sometimes I think some players, what they do is they do actually jump up there just to make him think it's just been up. But obviously, as you know, as well as a YouTube player yourself,
work at this level.
No. I was just going to say, because literally on the 50-something second mark, there's no way anyone would have played it at that time.
He's figured it out though. He's managed to get the armor. manages a rail there, both exchanging. And now the slow game comes out from Hal, just walking about, picking up a health bubble. Just listening out to those footsteps of Nix, who's on the other side of the map at the moment.
Looks like just playing the sound game at the moment, just a bit waiting patiently, just to find out exactly where his opponent's at, which he finds him on the arm at the moment. But it seems like he's just going to wait back for a little bit, get the Mega, and just try and use the opportunity to try and go for an arm again. But sadly, Pavel has picked up and is just waiting for the opportunity to actually do it, but tries to do a jump rail, but just manages to get away.
Good tri-bolt action there, good spam.
That's the thing, we don't really see much of the tri-bolt, which is quite understandable, but the way they use it on Blood Run sometimes, it's actually not too bad.
It has its places, for sure. It's a little bit underutilized at the moment. It's just a question of getting familiar with it. And the more time that these players put in, this is dangerous for Hal. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's toast. Surely. Oh! Those two rockets, though, I thought he had a chance to come back. I mean, Pavel took his time to actually put in the damage, but finally finds it.
Yeah, I was quite surprised by that, and Hal with a nice direct rocket just to manage to get away. And with the Mega coming next 10 seconds, I think Hal might actually be just patiently waiting for it, knowing that Pavel could possibly be going for the armor, but he needs to make sure that he doesn't drop down and try and stop him from getting the Mega. But it looks like he's going to try and stop him anyway, but instead of spamming rockets down there to try and actually stop him from getting the Mega, or not just stopping him, but actually putting some damage down, it seems like he just wants to patiently wait for the armor and then crack on from there.
All right, be careful here, Pavel. He's got a great read on his opponent, but doubles back and checks the other entrance. But that rocket would have scared Hal away after seeing the first flash. And he comes in diving. Good switch rail there from Pavel. He's going to push in aggressive here, but he's going to double back. Who's going to go for the teleport? He is. Oh, both players faking each other out there pretty nicely. Like, both players not wanting to commit, really. They're like, I want to have the upper hand going into this fight, and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be the one that walks away with it. But this is great work from Pavel from the high ground. Can he find the pick? Oh, he misses up the jump there.
The one time Pavel wanted to be Ranger as well, and it was probably then when he slipped off to go for the armor, which is a shame. But as you know, Hal's still only got Ranger, which is still a good champion to have on a map like this. And if he just finds some way to kill this Nix, then he can actually carry on with his 1v1 duel with his remaining opponent, which will be Visors. So as long as you take out this Nix, he should be in an okay form.
He's... Hopefully he can, but I mean, after those rockets, yes he can. He could switch the control back here. Risky rocket. Is it too early? Oh, here we go. The LG, the rocket, it happened. He hit the teleporter. Pavel doesn't get the read on it. I was worried there was going to be a rocket from below on rail on a 40 health Nix there. But instead, he ends up just pushing it anyway.
This is going to be quite interesting now with Ranger versus Visor, because Visor, like we spoke about it before, if you've got really good game sense, and Visor's ability isn't really necessary unless you're playing against a Nix or so forth. But great rocket, but then again, he's on really low health at the moment. But Pavel's just picked up the armor, so Hal needs to try and decide whether to get away, to get as many orbs as he can, possibly go for the next Mega that comes in the next 10 seconds, but you can't wait that long. Pavel will be on his toes any second now.
Pavel lines up the shot beautifully, 90 damage, zooms rail, finds another, no, he doesn't, that missed. He comes in, point blank rail, what's he doing? Switch out. Risky move there, going for the show frag.
That was close. I didn't expect him to go in with a close range rail like that. I think he just wanted to try and get a quick pick if he could, and then just go for the teleport.
The Dire Orb gave him that great positioning, but he didn't switch to rocket launcher soon enough. Instead, favouring to go for another rail, but the 7s are coming out, the beautiful, and the rail too.
Oh, what a rail to finish him off, especially with the LG previously. That was great play by Hal so far. And it looks like Pavel's got a mountain to climb, shall we say.
Yeah, but he can do it. He's definitely got the potential in him to push this through and make it go all the way.
He definitely
win
has.
3 rounds in a row. I mean, he's definitely getting more flexible. He's definitely finding the errors in Hal's play, and he's doing something about it now. But good rail there. Nice waiting. Uses the railgun, but oh, it doesn't land enough damage, and the knockups were just too powerful there with the rocket launcher. Of course, like if he was stuck to the ground there, Pavel, he would have been allowed to do a lot more with that nail gun, but unfortunately, that's how vital the rocket launcher is in this game. One good knockup can end any engagement.
Was he trying to actually, when he was at the teleport, do you feel like he was at the teleport just to make his opponent like bait and think he's gone through, or was he using the blood pool? I assume he just was baiting literally
Bit
for
of
the
both.
teleport. Bit of blood pool +5 tick, or should I just bait the teleport? Why not do both? But sadly it didn't work for him. And looks like they're two champion apiece in the moment, with Pavel just going around for rockets, just trying to get his health and armor back up, just trying to look around to see if he can actually find Hal1, which he does with a nice rail. Sadly missed the second one, but with his height advantage in rocks at the moment, he's going to just keep his position at the moment and wait for the next armor that comes up in a few seconds, as well as the Mega.
Yeah, I mean, there's an opportunity here to push on to Hal. As soon as this armor's been taken, doesn't have the charge, the bull rush, as of yet. Can get the good read, finds the damage, but the rails have been exchanged. You want to get out of this narrow corridor. Are you going to pop the invis? Are you going to go aggressive? No, he's going to favour backing off and getting armoured up. That
was a nice crouch strafe. He literally crouched just knowing that he's going to be looking at the rail. And it's a shame as well, because he fell off early and didn't pick up the armour. When he did eventually pick up the armour, he then he noticed and realised that he actually heard it. So sadly he's been given away when the armour's been picked up. But yeah, that was not the best of ball rushes, but you know, I think he's just trying to get away.
That was some great movement there from Pavel. He was too short on the rocket jump. I don't know if it's something he's rehearsed, but then he uses the wall jump after it to get onto the armor, straight away picking up Mega and the armor, and now he has an opportunity really that he wants to dive into the face here, but he has to be careful of this scale bearer.
Well, this is the issue. I think he needs to be careful just in general right now. He knows that he's 2-0 down in this map too, and he knows that if he loses this one, he will get knocked out. But with a player like Hal, like, you know, I'm not surprised, but he knows that this is his like second to last chance to actually qualify, so he's going to be a little bit more careful. But nice rail, almost the second one, and he might even drop down for the third because he knows Hal's a little bit weak, but Hal just manages just barely to get away, and now has picked up the Mega.
Yep, Invis coming out. Oh, this is going to be good. He's going for the frag, but didn't happen. Switches out of rail. I think if he had the rocket launcher out on that staircase, he could have pinned him onto the wall and finished this round. Potentially getting one ahead on the character sheet anyway.
Yeah, that was a shame, but in the end, Hal managed to pick up that Mega and actually get away. But look at things, are quite similarly stacked at the moment. Pavel a little bit more advantage, just trying to wait for the situation. But after that, it looks like just been railed by Hal, railed him back. And now it looks like they're just going to back off and try and heal up again.
Invis coming back up for Nix. He's got a great opportunity for free damage. He flakes it out. And he's gone.
Oh, no! I can't believe
mid-air Invis attack.
Who would have expected that?
The stealth bomber flies in. Absolutely superb.
If there was any way to make a comeback by Pavel, that was definitely it. And the nice spawn kill by Pavel straight after the rails. That's brilliant stuff.
If you're missing the easy rockets, just walk inside them.
Oh, you could have said it better myself, to be fair. But, you know, I think Pavel's feeling it a bit now. A little bit late in the game, but he now knows what he needs to do. Just go a bit mad with the rocks and the rails. But looks like Pavel now's got the armor. Nice rail straight away. Seems to be his rails more on point now. I think he's probably got a bit more confidence in himself now.
Definitely. I mean, after that last round, definitely. But good opening damage here for Pavel. He does have the armor. He's just seen his opponent. What? He was so late to react to that. He saw him fly through and he kind of just like minigun out, still walking towards him.
I was wondering why he didn't make a nice little 90-degree turn and go, oh, look, there he is. But, you know.
I imagine he was just kind of having a little bit, you know, itchy nose syndrome going on there and just having a quick wipe.
That's the worst, isn't it? When you itch your nose and you get railed or something, it's probably one of the worst things that can happen to some man. But anyways, looks like there's going to be an LG fight, but Hal manages to come out on top of that, and looks like already Pavel's Nix has gone down, sadly. So it's up to his Blakovic to try and take over, but it's already been railed, and Pavel now getting his health back. Looks like Pavel will not be able, or sorry, will actually be able to get the armor. Trying to rocket him, use that height advantage, and nice direct rocket by Pavel.
How greedy there. Too greedy. I mean, he really wanted that rail. He wanted that kill. And that could be costly for him later on down the line. But the rockets are locking down. Oh, the dire orb. Oh my god! How are you still alive? He's not, but oh my god, Pavel.
You know what they say, the saying goes, high risk, high reward, and they're both taking each of his high risks, left, right, and centre, but
he clearly thought he was dead when that scale bearer charged, right? He was like, he's close enough, I'm a goner, right, let's focus on my next character, which is Visor, which is absolutely getting hammered now. This could be it, game, set, and match. The rail misses. Pavel having to back off onto that low 25.
Poor Pavel, he's going to have to do a lot now. He seems to got his health back, but so far he's very low on armor. He's managed to get the Mega anyway. But, you know, oh, sorry, not the Mega, sorry, extra health orbs. But, you know, the Mega and the armor, still another 10 seconds for it to appear. But already Hal knows where he is, raining him down. But, like, still trying to get away, knowing that Hal will get this Mega, trying to get through and hoping that the armor is going to appear.
Hal coming in with the chase with the 7s and the 80. And now the rocket jump push. He's going to go and try and finish this now, and he does!
What I don't understand is that he didn't have much health on that archway, but still was peeking out. I don't think he actually knew if he was coming from that way or not. Maybe it's kind of a pressure situation, but anyways.
No, he kind of reacted late to the rocket jump from Hal. Hal didn't have a great stat going into that sort of rocket jump, but he outputted enough damage to know that his opponent's first priority was to pick up health and armor, and when they dive into that room, he's got this space where he can just catch up to him and land in that last hit, and Hal played it beautifully. I mean, it's a shame that we didn't see more of a comeback from Pavel, but he definitely gave us an entertaining round with the stealth flying bomber tactic.
I think that's definitely an understatement. Like, we've seen, you know, a very close gauntlet. We've seen that rocket from Murder. It's been absolutely unbelievable, but it just shows Hal wants this just as much as his brother. Like, I would love to see Hal get to the top 16 today, qualify for top 8 on Sunday, and for them two to be against each other, that, you know, wouldn't just be hilarious because it would be like a brotherly love matchup, but, you know, it would be very interesting to see who would actually come out on top. But as you see from the replays, you know, Hal did a really good job on the first map, but some of the rails Hal was using on that map, and especially with the height advantage he was having, you know, abusing the rocket rail switch, it was absolutely unbelievable. But there was quite a few times Hal was weak, but sadly Pavel just did not manage to be able to actually capitalise. But to be fair, with Pavel, I can see him going quite far if he goes into week 4, knowing if he gets a nice bracket going into next week.
I mean, Hal needs to be careful later on down the bracket when he comes into more experienced clutch players. I feel the Blasevich could be slightly an issue, but that was that lovely frag there. I mean, this moment, oh, I'm sure he thought he was dead there, but somehow Pavel managed to jump out of the way of the scale bearer at the last second. He had his dire orb up as well. He could have got out of that situation with the dire orb, but he just chose and stood there and died like, I don't know, like some heroic sort of soldier who just like, last stand, might as well try and get the frag here, but failed miserably.
It was a shame in the end, but yeah, if you want to join us in the discussion, it'll be hashtag QWC or hashtag Quake if you want to join us for talking about either the matches previously or in the future or any opponents you want to see. So, and also we'll be back in a few moments for the next round, so we'll see you soon.